us that says Rabbi Eli in the name of Rish Lakish on Shabbat 28b. Amar Rabbi Eli, Amar Rabbi Shimon Lakish, Amar Rabbi Meir, Tachash Shayabi Me Moshe. This Tachash, which was in the time of Moses, was a Bria Bifnei Atzmahi. It was a unique creature created only for that moment. The sages did not ever give a ruling whether it was called a chaya, which is a type of kosher animal, which is a wild, which is an undomesticated animal, or was it a domesticated animal? Meaning to say that the sages weren't sure. The Karen achas haisalo b'mitzvah, and this kosher animal, or this animal, which we're not sure if it's domestic or non-domesticated, had one horn in its forehead. By the way, it doesn't say if it was created with one horn or how it got the one horn. And Fishan is Damelo Moshe, and it was created for that moment just for Moshe Rabbeinu. Va'asa mimenu mishkan. And it was not, this creature did not exist before then, and Moses made the Mishkan from it. Vinignaz. And then afterwards, the creature was hidden away. You never saw from it again. So let me just finish a little bit about this piece, and then we'll come back and read some of the commentary here. But just to pause for a moment, this was a creature created for that moment, which Moshe slaughtered to use. Can you imagine if there would be one creature in the history of the world, and we said we're going to kill it to use for our roof of our synagogues or yeshivas? There were no way that would be allowed today. No way. No way. It's like, you're going to make it extinct. You're going to make it extinct. But it was created just for this purpose, Hold on, I see your hand up. Just give me one moment. Let me just read this Talmud text and the commentary on it. And then, let me just read the, so what does it mean it was created only for that moment? So Rabbeinu Bachaya in his commentary on the Torah says it was created only for the purpose of the Mishkan, for the glory of God, in order to use its skin, which was the most magical, wonderful, colorful skin. That's what Rabbeinu Bachaya says in his commentary on the Torah. However, the Maharsha in his commentary here points out that there was another Tachash, as I mentioned earlier, that was actually referenced that the people in the generation, because there's a verse in Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 10, that says that they made their shoes from the skin of the Tachash. All the 40 years in the wilderness, they were wearing Tachash skin shoes. And so it's that, but he says perhaps that was from a different Tachash. And so therefore, that's possible to say that. Another commentary, the Eitz Yosef, in his commentary on the Ein Yaakov, writes that maybe the Tachash was not, it can't be that Tachash was created at that moment, because we say there's nothing new under the sun, and everything was created during the 6 days of creation. But maybe it was created back then, but it was hidden in the wilderness. Nobody knew it, and only Moshe at that moment got it. And also implies that Moshe didn't kill it, maybe just hid it. But it seems difficult, because the Midrash states that this was a Maisa Nisim, it was a miraculous act. And for that moment, it was created at that exact moment. So, however, before we get to the question, let me just, we continue with that next line on the Talmud. It says, Midika Amar Karen Achas Hayolo, from the fact that the Talmud says that it had one horn. Karen Achas Haisel b'mitzlo, it had one horn on its forehead. Shma mina tar hayu. This proves that it was a kosher animal. Because how can we prove it's a kosher animal from the fact that it had one horn? Because we know that Adam Harishon made a sacrificial offering from an ox, And when did he make this offering? Well, I'll explain that to you in a moment. Shor sheikriv Adam Arishon, this ox that Adam brought, Karen achas haisala b'mitzlo. It had one horn on its forehead, as it says, V'titav laHashem mishor par makrin mafris. It shall please Hashem better than a horned and hooved ox. That's what the verse from Tehillim 69:32. So we see that the creature that has one horn on its head is kosher because Adam Arishon brought it as an offering to Hashem. And you can only bring an offering to Hashem from a kosher animal. So what's this reference to that Adam brought a sacrificial offering to Hashem? The tractate Avodah Zarah, Daf Chas Amud Aleph, tells us that the sun was setting on the first day that Adam was created, i.e. on Friday, before Shabbos. And the sun was setting, and Adam was thinking that the world is going to end because he ate from the tree of knowledge. And he said, it's on my account that I destroyed the world, and the world is going to go back to Tohu Vavohu. And this is the death that is decreed from heaven. And he was sitting there and crying, and Chava and Adam were crying. And once, all of a sudden, the next morning, he saw it was Shabbos. The dawn rose. He understood that is the way of the world, that it gets dark at night. And in the next morning, the sun comes up. He stood up and he brought a sacrificial offering. Presumably, it's not clear if he brought on Shabbos or if he waited till after Shabbos to bring it, but we see from here that the Tachash was the initial sacrificial offering. It also implies that there was more than one Tachash, that there was two. There was one in the time of Adam, and then one more in the time of Moshe. So therefore, he brought this horn, this animal, this ox, which has one horn on it, which symbolizes many, many different powerful things. We'll talk about them in a moment, but let me just pause for now to take some questions that I see that people have. Hold on.